So it's just something like this. It's still pretty ugly. Like, what we want to do with this thing is, if we can make it even simpler than that, you know, like, if I could pass in all three of these variables and just get, like, the output as a thing, like, right? Like, if I duplicated this and, like, the inputs here were 3 new variables, like, this would be like option 1, option 2, and option 3. And then these outputs were just the same, and this is just output. So all the return nodes would be like that, but we would want like a set no, we actually have to have a variable on the thing. We can't have like a macro specific variable. Let me see if there's macro specific variables blueprint. Because what I want to do is I want to return, basically pick the one option that I want. Local variables in macro. You can create anonymous local variables inside a macro. Have a look at something like the do once macro. Utilities macro. Utilities macro, and this is the do once macro. Can I go into this? Oh, okay, we have local variable. And how do we local temporary, let's see, local enum? I guess local integer? No, that's the wrong thing. How did they set it? This is a variable, but how did they actually set it? It's assign variable true. Okay, so it's like assign. Get rid of this comment. How do I delete a comment? I just want to go away, stupid bubble. I just love this. I don't know what the hell I'm doing at all. How to delete comment, Unreal Blueprint. Creating a node comment, editing, comment boxes, right click. Maybe I can like click on this and like alt right click or control right click or no, I can't do anything. What I can do is create something without. Okay, maybe it's just always has a comment box. Okay, so we can assign this integer. Can we assign it option 1? Dashkin enum is no longer compatible with integers. They're like enum to int, int to enum, byte to enum, byte to enum. So it'd be like byte to Dashkin direction. No, it's the other way around. It's like Dashkin direction to. I want to do the opposite. Convert it to an int. Let's see. Enum to int blueprint Unreal. Like, I mean, this is just hilarious. Like, I'm having to integer to enum byte with strange casting. Get number of elements. Get enum value as byte. Maybe it's local byte. Well, what I want to do is I want to take. It's not compatible with integer. I want to turn it into an integer. Because like what I can do is I can take this variable, shove it in here, and then shove that out. That's not a problem, right? Converts an integer to a byte. How do I convert an enum to a byte? Enum to byte blueprint. Is there cast? To a bunch of casts, like conversion, like to bool. Cast to this is just dumb. Like, come on. I can't return one of the things that got put in based on the thing. I want to take an enum to a byte, and all of them are all saying integer to enum. It's like, no, I want to go the other way. I want to go from enum to byte. Because I can't make local variables unless they're specific things. Yeah, I don't know how to frickin'... I don't know how to do this. This is stupid. It's like, in C++ land, all I would do is just like... You'd have your thing, and you'd be like, Dashkin direction dir equals, like Dashkin direction dd right, and then you'd be like, int my variable equals... And you just say int 32 dir, and you're done. It's like, it's a frickin' number. Like, this damn thing is a number, and you can just cast it straight over and just be like, yeah, it's a number, so fucking deal with it as a number. But I can't make a local variable unless it's a specific type, so I can't say like local enum. I mean, I could convert it to a string and then convert that back and forth with an enum, but that's just absolutely stupid. Byte to enum. Well, maybe there's something inside of utils enum, right? Byte to enum, byte to enum, byte to enum. For each, get number of entries, literal enum. Is there like cast to integer? Like cast a number or like cast a float? No, there's nothing here. There's nothing here that says that we can actually like grab a different one of these local variables and like return it. That's so messed up. Like, I can't believe it. There's gotta be some, I gotta be missing something here. Real simple. Like, hmm. Okay, so I guess what I can do is I can write my own method. That's actually not a bad idea. I can write my own method and just be like, screw the rules, I know how to program. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's begin screwing the rules. Doing what we want. Because we don't give no shits. We're gonna have a Dashkin object utils, and we're just gonna return an int32, and we're gonna say, what can we do? We can't actually get an enum, can we? It's like we want to be able to take any type of enum and throw it into. It's probably just not gonna let us do this at all. Oh, that's so stupid. Because we can't make a template function, because the template function wouldn't exist, because it wouldn't get compiled because nobody references it. Man, what a joke. We can't convert it to an integer. That's like the one thing we can't do, is we need to know. I mean, we could just use like a void pointer, but that's not gonna work. We can't just pass that sort of trash around. None of it works. Okay. We'll have to figure something else out. So I gotta figure out, like, we want to take these multiple AND gates and all this stuff and put it together, and we want it to be generic. We want you to just be able to be like, if this is true, then do this. Otherwise, set these things up. Maybe I'm tryharding this way too much. Yeah, I think I am. Well, fine then. Fine. No, no, I don't want that. Wait a minute. This looks wrong. We need something coming off of that. Alright, we need get movement data. Alright, so that seems to make sense, at least for me. Let's see if we can simplify this at all. Alright, so we're going to call jump, and if jump returned true, then set want to jump to false and just get out. Otherwise, set it to true and set our and do our grace jump countdown. That's fine. Actually would look nicer if we just did something like this. So false, branch on this thing. If want to jump is true, don't do anything. If want to jump is false, then set want to jump to true and do that stuff. So they can just roll down the hill. Ah. There he goes. So let's continue to clean some of this up. Because we're just... I mean, this is also a learning process. I'm just learning how to use all this trash. There's just a lot of trash here. I'm cleaning it up a little bit at a time. So yeah, that looks a lot better than it used to. That's for sure. I still really don't like this if-else branch situation. It'd be really nice if we had something else here, some sort of logical gate where I could pass in some conditions, like, and do the drop downs, and then just get the output over for direction. Just, you know, like, pass all these in here, as opposed to all this garbage, you know? An if else block where you passed in 3 generic things and you got that thing out, but I can't do it with enums, which is exactly what I need to use it with. Obviously, I'm just asking for way too much. Let's go into our fat sack AI and let's start cleaning it up a little bit too. So our fat sack dig. That's a lot simpler, isn't it? This trash, though, we still need to fix. This is off of the... What is this from? It's the entity animation data. Entity data? Yeah, there it is. Why are we calling any of this stuff? This getanimationname. This is this target. Get movement. So we're slowly cleaning up all of our basic garbage here, and obviously this is just trash right here. We need to be able to call get unique ID on an animation super easily. And this is not super easy right here. But we'll fix that in a little bit. So that's fine. This is almost fine. And the big win here is we're not having to have a flow control node. Like, we're just grabbing the variables without doing anything. Like, we don't actually have to hook this thing up to like fetch the variable. And that's gonna fix a lot of bugs with flowgraph. I mean, not flowgraph, blueprints. Sorry, I'm used to like I think flowgraph is the CryEngine. Yeah, CryEngine is flowgraph stuff, and that's kind of what we were working with at Amazon. So I got this terminology is all sorts of wrong in my head. And this is another place where having a multigate would help with these sorts of things, where, you know, we've got these like random numbers, then it's really just all these like if-else branches coming together, and really we're just like getting a variable in here, you know, like. So definitely that's a +1 to. I should make a more complex gait node for myself that I'll like to use more. Alright, so this is movement data, this is just whoops. That's better. Yeah, and it would be nice to have just, God, a generic gate sort of thing here that instead of having these execs come out as like different things to do, it just returned different values from this thing. So like we want to go right here, but the branch really, instead of having like a true and false, we really just want a value that gets set here. And we just want like the conditions mapped to a thing directly to return. And that would just take this crap right here and just turn it into like one little node, as opposed to having this branch and then these like 3 different freaking directions of execution. Maybe it makes sense to me, but makes no sense to anyone else. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just the insane one. No. I'm not the insane one. Everyone else is insane. The world is strange. The world is strange. That doesn't mean I'm normal. Wait a minute. Let's see. Logic. So yeah, we're able to go through all of our stuff and simplify it quite a bit there by basically making all of our base blueprint classes extend from a single thing that had these variables all filled out for us. And let's just double check it. Let's play our dudes and make sure that they're still doing what they should. They should be just running around and falling off their platforms eventually. They really like this bush, don't they? Well, you guys can stay in your bush. Jesus. I don't want anything to do with that bush. So what we need to figure out here and simplify next looks like we need access to all the animation stuff properly now as well. Nice, easy to use methods. Basically, I want to get the dig animation by name and get the animation ID for it. Without having to get animation data, get the special animations, get the stationary animation of the thing, get the 0th index out of it, and break it apart and grab the flipbook off of it, and then get the unique ID off of that. I mean, this is simple enough, right? Anybody could follow that. So I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back, and that's what we're going to work on. Oh yeah, well, that AI is just trash, so they will definitely know when they're stuck and all that. A lot of ways to figure that out. Have them cast a few rays in front of themselves so they look around. So you're like, oh, I totally am going to run off a cliff if I go that way. I probably shouldn't do that. You know, we'll have little flow nodes here, so it'll be like, you know, look ahead, and you know, if I can move ahead, then go ahead and try to move ahead. Otherwise, you know, just sit down. You know, take a seat over there. Anyway, I'll be back in a little bit, about a minute. Ah, forgot my water bottle. Yeah, Carrot Cam, we just won't make them that smart, right? They'll be pretty stupid, but not absolutely stupid. Hello, Hope of December. We're working on simplifying our access to all of our game data so we can more easily make our blueprints. And right now, the issue is getting our animation stuff and playing it is a real pain. And this is the on-enter of the dig state for our little fat sack dudes. In order to get the dig animation, I have to do all of this stuff. That's not good at all. So I need to make a get animation by name method, I think. Or get by name and type. So let's go see if I actually have anything that's close to that. So this is a animation data, entity animation data structure. And animation data structure. So I think this is inside of generated code. So it's like Dashkin entity data, and we've got this animation controller component. We can pass our animation IDs, we can pass the animation itself. Yeah, it's just by animation ID or by the actual animation itself. There is no, it's like animation exists, and it's all based on animation ID. It's not based on anything other than that. I mean, didn't we do a few things here with our movement object? Yeah, jump, can jump, snap to floor, place object, set to action, can play animation, update in air, traverse scene, focus mode, flying, get animation for type and set. It's like wanted set is like this sort of thing. And we don't have anything to help with this, is what it looks like. So what do we need? We need to be able to call something simple on this animation data. We need to just call get by name. And it's on the Dashkin. Is it on the animation component, or should we have it be on the animation ID? I mean, should we have it on the animation data, or should we have it on the animation component? Because if it was on the animation component, then it'd be like play with duration and loop, and instead of passing in, I mean, we could do like get animation by name on the anim component. That would return the information about it. And we've got the, I mean, it wouldn't be bad. So maybe why don't we do that? Why don't we throw it on the animation component itself? And we'll have like some finder methods for it. So yeah, we've got these get animation data by animation ID. And we want a few other things in here, like the F animation wrapper is, that sucks. I guess we want to do get animation ID. animation name would do it. The problem is f animation wrapper is a use struct, and those can't be null, which means they can't be nothing, which sucks that you can't be nothing, because sometimes it's like, hey, get an animation. It's like, here it is. It doesn't exist. Oh, great, you know. Which is totally valid. Like that's necessary a lot of the time. So what we need to do is like get an animation ID, and I think that should be enough. So we should get animation name. We need to know the type as well. So get animation for type and set. Type and set. I want to just get it by type as well, and we also just want a like maybe get random animation ID, and we give it a type and set. Get random and then get first. Get first. And also get last. Type by type and set. Type and set. Type and set. Get animation ID by name. Name, type, set by name and type. So now we just have to implement all these things, and then we can replace a whole bunch of trash with other trash, which is less trash. You know, it's the difference between like the trash that's in your kitchen and then the trash that's like you take outside immediately. And we're going to implement kind of a naive version of this, and if we keep using it, I'll implement a lookup method for it. And I'm losing the ability to type. Alright, so if we're getting an animation by name, I'm gonna need to call the movement object and actually get which wanted type we should be. So we're actually going to need to make a couple methods here. There's going to be like Dashkin animation type. Let's like get best animation type. No, we don't want the type. We want the set. So we're gonna get like get movement set. And it's basically going to look at what speed we're moving at currently. And if we're moving at, if you're moving at dash speed, it'll return dash. If you're moving at trot speed, it'll return trot. If you're stationary, it'll return stationary. That sort of thing. Call to get the animation set.